The movie was incredible last night. Hubble was just too big to take it all in, and I thought about it all night. And actually, when I got home, I looked up in the stars and just kept thinking and thinking. So that's kind of what prompted my questions here. First one is, I want to know about your educations. So if you would please tell me your education, your background, schooling, stuff like that.
Sure. I grew up on Long Island, just outside New York City, and went to the public elementary and high school, John Street Elementary and Cary High School, and then was fortunate enough to get to go to Columbia University in New York City, and worked for a couple of years after that, and then was lucky enough to get a chance to go to graduate school at MIT. And it took me 6 years to get through that thing up there. My experience up there, which was wonderful, great place to be educated. And then I had to go to work after that. I think Carol had just drew the line there and said, hey, come on, get a job.
I grew up in Toronto, Canada. Went to the same school all through elementary and high school. And from there I went to the Ontario College of Art. And then immediately went into the film business as an assistant film editor, and that was my background, was film editing.
Bravo. Next question. Why space? Why is space your career? I mean, did you know this was going to? Did space pick you? Or
when I was a little boy, I was born in 1962, so I was 6 going on 7 when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, and that really, the two things were going on in 1969 in New York, in my little world. Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, and the Mets won the World Series. And more or less set my two passions. I'm a big baseball fan, and I love space when I was a little guy. And that just really caught my imagination and never let go. And it followed me for my whole life. And when I got to high school, I was a high school student, didn't know what was going on. And even in college, I knew I liked engineering. At least I knew I liked math and science better than some of the other subjects. I liked the other subjects too, but I enjoyed doing my math homework more than the other subjects, I guess. So for whatever reason, I studied engineering and worked for a couple years, and then decided that, what was I going to do? I had an opportunity to go to graduate school, and I thought about the little kid interest, dream I had of getting involved with the space program. I didn't know if I could be an astronaut. I had no idea what that would even take at that point. But I decided I wanted to at least pursue a job with the space program. To me, it was something that I thought had a real purpose with it, and it would be fun to be involved with and exciting. And I have not been disappointed. It's a great group of people to work with, and we do it not for the money, unfortunately, but we do it because we really love what we do, and it's a great place to go to work, to be a part of that. The whole program is just really an honor. A lot of fun.
So your passion, right?
It's my passion. Yeah, that's what you got to tell your college group, right?
Yeah.
Is to find your passion, and it doesn't matter if you're good at it. I don't think either. Even if you're not the greatest math student, and you still want to be an engineer, just suffer through it. That's what I tell. It's not easy. I suffered and didn't always do as well as I would have liked. But I think you've got to have a passion. Anything you choose is going to be difficult. Yeah. And there's always going to be someone that's better, so you might not be the best at it. But if you have a passion for something, then that really, I think, is what leads you to happiness, is identifying and being true to yourself. So that really is what I love. That's what I want to do, and not try not to get discouraged when things don't work out, because it's not necessarily an easy road. So finding the passion is important, and be truthful enough and honest with yourself to say, yeah, that's it, I'm going to try to do that, even if it sounds ridiculous.
And then cater your education towards it.
Try to cater your education toward it. And a lot of times too, it's what I've found is that if you're interested in the space program, but you're also like writing, well, we need writers in the space program too. We need business people in the space program as well. So a lot of times, if your interests, your passions, and academic interests, and what you enjoy, the field that you might enjoy working in, is a way to mold that as well.
Bravo. Tony? And why did you choose space to make a movie?
Well, I didn't choose it, actually. Originally, we knew we just wanted to give people the IMAX experience of seeing a shuttle launch up close, and then that led to, it was actually Michael Collins, an Apollo astronaut who was the first director of the Air and Space Museum, who, when he saw IMAX, said, this someday an IMAX camera has to go into space because it's the only thing that will duplicate what I experienced going to the moon. And it took us 10 years from when he said that to actually get a camera on the shuttle. But one of the wonderful things about being an IMAX filmmaker is it's not just the passion for the process of making films, but each one is an education. You're so immersed in the subject matter. We've made underwater 3D films. I don't know. I'm still in awe that I got to swim with a 16-foot manta ray, a giant manta ray, 5 inches from my fingertips, with Howard, and almost get to space, pretty close to it. I get to work with 16-foot astronauts. And,
That's awesome.
But it's a wonderful thing to immerse yourself in different subjects as a filmmaker, because each one's an education unto itself.
Yeah, brilliant. Both of you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
For your
Pleasure.
your